Hi, I'm Stefania. I am Carmelo's daughter.
And I'm Daniela. I'm Carmelo's partner. We've been together for more than 13 years, and he's been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease 5 years ago.
As well, a couple of years ago, he fractured both his hips over several months. And then from there, he has essentially been to the hospital and they found a mass in his bladder. So it's an accumulation of things, and so from that, he's now become bedbound. So a lot more care is needed for his day-to-day, we found. Yeah.
We are not professionals in the health industry, and despite we've been assisted, we still need help. The more really challenging and the more demanding is doing his toileting. Doing his toileting really has an impact. The Parkinson's, one of the consequences is his bowels, the movement of his bowels is changing. So you have to keep him on constant medication or just keeping an eye on emptying his bowels. He's also has limited movements. So we need two people to do all his caring without a proper equipment. It's really hard. Having this machine available, it means that you can reduce all this time and also avoid the risks that you are always afraid of him, maybe catching any infection, prevents you handling him, prevents you also having an injury in your own body because of handling him. So what we experience is really a reduction in all these physical movements that you have to do. What this machine also helps is not only fixing that problem, but it's also helping in keeping that empty the bowels regularly. So it's like once this machine is in place and once it's working as part, it's like becomes a routine that you don't have to worry, that is working on the person, and once it's done, you just don't have to think about it. You just have to be focused on his well-being, on his medication, maybe feeding him, because the other parts, which is the ones that takes the most of your time, are covered. Definitely one of the positive things that we saw is that he feels safe and that no strange people is handling his body. And we think that this machine is doing that work. So because you can also keep all his body covered while the machine is working and doing the job, and nobody is literally is less invasive. His privacy is kept really covered. So it's really definitely keeping him in a better position, and he can feel it. He can feel he's not too exposed to different people, and it's his privacy. It makes a difference.
Using this machine, it just allows him to kind of hold that dignity and kind of have that privacy for himself that that he might not get if he was using kind of the continence pads, because he would need two people to assist to change and everything. So whereas that eliminates that, and he can still have his sort of dignity when it comes to something so private to that extent. So I absolutely see a difference in what that makes for him, and I have noticed an improvement in his in all of that toileting experience, and especially.
We can see a reduction in the number of times you have to change the pads, also the gloves, all the disposable material that you are using, and have to be constantly thinking about it. Whereas with the machine, the simplest way is just fill a water tank with water, just tap water, and empty the tank, which is pretty easier than handling the person, moving, constantly thinking, oh, I'm just running out of this, running out of that, and keeping this out of money, keep this money out of your pocket every time. That really makes a difference. So you're saving time, you're saving money, because don't have the frequency you have to change pads and clean. All the cleaning consumables that you need is just monetary and physical effort. So we think that machine definitely it's a benefit on both situations, reducing the costs, the daily costs, and also the daily times, the daily time you or the hours you have to spend in his caring.
I believe that we would be using this, ongoing for a while. We find it is more sustainable kind of option for us to keep his dignity, and to kind of as well to avoid burnout for us as well. And from a medical perspective, we're always so conscious of the cleanliness of him and making sure that that's always up to date. So to avoid any of the complications when it comes to UTIs or just anything around that, where we're really aware of it. So we definitely see it just being a sustainable option. It's minimal effort in comparison to using kind of continence pads or having to wipe and having to always be constantly thinking of everything. I think it at least eliminates the half of that that thought, I suppose, and concern. So it definitely is a long-term option for us, because it's just so much more sustainable for the long term.
Then you can see the free time or the hassle-free which is operating the machine. I found it really, really useful.